Hello everyone, Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology. How's everybody doing? Challenging times we're in these days. Between here, let me so you can see my face. So right now I'm living in a tiny little bowler trailer. Sorry for the mess. I don't really have much space. It's me and two dogs living in here. My two dogs. They still haven't opened up my camp, which I live at full time in the summer. Um, there hasn't been a COVID case in 3 weeks yet. In my city, and yet they still um, have it on lockdown, which is really unfair. It's made it really difficult, challenging for myself. I really want to be doing videos and writing articles. I've been actually like really wanting to be writing articles, and um, being trapped in this small space, I really have just not been in that mental space. I feel like your mind has to be open, and I really feel like everything's tight and closed in on me, and I don't have room to move, let alone think. Um, but anyhow, so a few things that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so about the coronavirus. So the coronavirus, COVID-19, um, here in Canada, I believe America, and maybe a few other places, um, the official lockdown didn't start until Aries season. You know, a little bit before Aries season, they started closing the schools, but the lockdown, the closing of the businesses, and really like making it difficult at grocery stores and everything, all happened at the beginning of Aries season. And Aries season is the astrological new year. It's the time of year when we plant the seeds. Um, and the seeds that have been planted this year is that of a sense of distrust and fear from one another. And um, these are weeds that we can't let uh, take control of our garden. We have to root these out. Um, yeah, 2020 here, I've been saying for a long time, is a year of clarity. Um, when we're going to see the truth of, the deceptions um, in our reality. So, yeah, right now we're in Gemini season. And in the fall, we have an eclipse in Gemini. We have an eclipse at just about 9 degrees Gemini. So, May 29th, May 30th is when the sun crossed over that degree. Okay. And um, we really see the backlash of there's been a lot of peaceful protests, but then there has been very destructive, violent looting and rioting as well. And I believe there are two different things that kind of somehow um, are. I feel like the rioters and um, the looters uh, have infiltrated what I believe was intended to be more a peaceful protest, um, and it's gone off rails. Gemini season is about dualities, and there's many different. You know, it doesn't have to just be two sides. There's many sides, um, and it's a sign about communication. So anyhow, the sun is where the sun has been I feel from the beginning of Gemini season to up to the 30th of May, and really coming into, let's say, even the full moon of Sag here, it's really putting a spotlight on the topics that we're going to be dealing with all the way until the eclipses in the fall. So that's one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. I also wanted to talk about after this moon cycle, we have a Cancer eclipse. Okay, it's going to be a Cancer new moon. Now, on January 10th, we had, so this will be the second Cancer eclipse this year, because on January 10th, we had a full moon Cancer eclipse. And what happened January 11th was the Pluto-Saturn conjunction that has been talked about for a long time, the decay of the structure of traditions and that kind of topics. And Cancer is about security. It's about home, family, but it's largely about security, how we feel secure, how we need to, like, what do we need to do to have a sense of security. And so this, to me, it's good that we're coming up to a new moon eclipse in Cancer, because that allows us some time to work on it, because there's long cycles, right? So this new moon in Gemini, like, you know, the long cycle will be all the way until next year, but the peak of it will be the full moon eclipse in Gemini in the fall, and which happens on the degree which was my birthday. My birthday was May 30th. So that's another interesting thing that's going on. Now, oh, and that Cancer eclipse is on the solstice. So now we've had the Mars, the coronavirus, happen at the at the equinox. You know, now we're having a Cancer eclipse on the solstice, and this winter, the Saturn Jupiter conjunction happens on the solstice as well. Sorry, I was thinking that something is the event that I wanted to talk about next actually doesn't fall on the equinox, but falls close to it in September, on September 11th, 19 years since the 2001 terrorist attacks in New York, which, 18.5 years after that, which is where the nodes were. The nodes were in Cancer and Capricorn on September 11th, 2001. Those nodes were back at that spot in March. So there's, and the Pluto Saturn were opposing then. So there's a lot of topics that are kind of repeating now. And so I hope that I have enough memory to finish this. We're moving to 9 minutes and there's still a bit I want to talk about. So on September 11th of this year, Jupiter stations direct and Mars stations retrograde. So Mars is known for war, and he's gone as far as he can. So he has done his warrior aggressiveness up to that point, where then Jupiter then expands whatever repercussions, kind of whatever energies possibly that Mars move forward with. What else did I want to talk about? There was something else, I believe. Maybe I covered it all. yeah, I covered the Cancer eclipse, I covered the Gemini eclipse, I covered September 11th, and I even mentioned the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. So, you know, there's probably points that I am missing that I wanted to mention, but I want to make sure that my video, that I don't lose the video because of memory on my phone here. So yeah, these are some things that I kind of want to talk about, that I just want to make everyone else aware of. Here, I'll quickly even mention that Venus retrograde usually brings up topics of discrimination, and the Saturn in Aquarius. The last time that Saturn was in Aquarius, we had the Rodney King riots, where we had 4 cops beat a black man, and here again, Saturn in Aquarius, we have 4 cops this time who murdered a black man. So yeah, one last thing I'm going to say is this thing about I can't breathe, okay? Let's use this to our advantage, and let's take a moment to breathe before we emotionally react. Because when we emotionally react, we lose our power. So let's take a moment and breathe. A moment of silence for George Floyd, and breathe, and breathe in logic, breathe in love, and breathe in sensible action, rather than this emotional reaction that's very destructive and harmful. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to be doing some more videos really soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.